After nearly 3 decades of adventure, Eiichiro Oda's One Piece is finally steering toward its grand finale. Although Monkey D. Luffy's journey still has some chapters left, recent developments in Chapter 1149 have thrust Imu, the mysterious leader of the world government, into the spotlight for the first time in a significant way. Fans have long been intrigued by this shadowy figure, but now, Imu is shaping up to be one of the most memorable antagonists in shonen anime history. This comes as a welcome change for many fans who felt let down by the final villains in other legendary shonen series, notably Naruto, Shippuden, and Dragon Ball Z, both of which faced heavy criticism for their climactic antagonists. The final villains of Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, a letdown. Naruto, Shippuden, and Dragon Ball Z have rightfully earned their places among the most iconic anime, but both stumble when it comes to their final foes. The introduction of Kaguya Otsutsuki in Naruto Shippuden was sudden and unexpected. Debuting only in episode 458, mere episodes before the end of a 720-episode run, Kaguya's alien and godlike presence felt jarring against the backdrop of the rest of the series. Her appearance left many fans baffled, as it dramatically shifted the tone and narrative in ways that didn't sit well with the established lore or the fans' expectations. Similarly, Dragon Ball Z's Buu saga, especially the final form, Kid Buu, is often seen as a weaker conclusion. While earlier sagas like the Android saga built villains rooted in the world's mythology, Kid Buu felt more like an embodiment of pure chaos without the nuanced identity of his predecessors. Though Kid Buu represented chaotic evil, he didn't advance the overarching story or themes in a compelling way, leaving many fans unsatisfied. One Piece's Imu, a villain years in the making. In stark contrast, One Piece has meticulously laid the groundwork for its final villain over many years. Imu's first major appearance in Chapter 1149 didn't feel abrupt. It was the culmination of a long, carefully crafted build-up. Introduced almost 7 years ago in Chapter 906, Imu has been a quiet but persistent presence in the background, slowly revealing the darker, more complex layers of the world government's influence. This long-term storytelling approach makes Imu feel like a natural and integrated villain, not a last-minute plot device. The narrative weaves around Imu's mysterious control and influence, promising a climactic showdown that is both meaningful and impactful. The power of long-term storytelling. What sets One Piece apart is how Eiichiro Oda has used decades of world-building to craft a villain who embodies the series' themes of freedom, oppression, and the struggle against overwhelming power. Imu's rise is not just a challenge for Luffy and his crew, it's a culmination of everything the story has built toward. This contrasts with Naruto and DBZ, where the final villains often felt disconnected from earlier storylines. For fans, this means One Piece's ending holds the promise of a satisfying resolution, one where the antagonist is as richly developed as the heroes and the stakes feel personal and earned. Looking forward. While the One Piece finale is still on the horizon, the careful pacing and integration of Imu as the ultimate foe provide hope that this beloved series will avoid the pitfalls that marred other shonen finales. With Imu's presence finally making waves, One Piece is on track to deliver a climactic battle and conclusion worthy of its legendary status. In a genre where final villains can make or break a story's legacy, One Piece may well prove that patience and long-term vision lead to the best endings.